was the hippie generation. My friends and I we spent a lot of our time discussing questions about the meaning of life and whatnot.
I remember the first time I met with the rabbi at UCLA, he actually asked me if I believed in God, and I told him, you know, why should I?
The boring and tedious part about Judaism is that, like, I found that there was no meaning behind anything.
I didn't even know what Gemara was. I didn't know what a yeshiva was. I thought it was a place where people pray all day.
I came here 25 years ago. I had training in medical practice. I'd finished my training in Guy's Hospital, qualified as a general practitioner, was about to start working as a general practitioner when I decided to take a few weeks off to experience full-time learning.
I said, I need to learn. I need to learn more about this. I need to understand why Judaism is important to me, why I should keep it in my life.
I was never able to read Gemara on my own, so I really wanted to come here.
I was going there to investigate whether or not the Torah was true. Their approach really was to have a regular yeshiva environment and take young men who were coming with backpacks and from all different walks of life, bring them into the yeshiva and then just integrate them right into a total, intense program of yeshiva study.
They're able to reach out to Jewish students based on showing them the beauty of Torah and true, authentic Jewish learning.
Each person is encouraged to move at their own pace. We very much believe that the koach of Torah will inspire people, will change people.
The whole message was one not just of learning skills, but one of showing the beauty in Torah, and getting close to HaKadosh Baruch Hu.
I started learning Gemara a little bit, and I thought that was absolutely fascinating. I just loved the process, loved how challenging it was.
We asked the students to think. That's rare in university education. Not just to memorize and spit back what you've been taught, but to think.
Learning a page of Gemara is much harder than anything I did in university. It's much more challenging and much more rewarding and much more enjoyable.
The more you do it, the more you love it.
It's true what they say, it gets sweeter and sweeter as you go.
Even though I spent many hours studying French and Spanish, at the end of the day, in a few years' time, I'm probably not going to remember much of that, but the skills I'm building now are for the rest of my life.
It wasn't that they proved to me that the Torah was true, it was that they integrated me into the very Mesorah of the Torah, and it just became absurd to consider the possibility that the Torah was not true.
One of the things I love the most about the yeshiva is that you come here to learn, but it's much more than that. The community is not just people who have a common interest, but it's more like a family. All the Bachrim, they feel like brothers. The Rabbanim, they're like parents to us.
What you see in Or Sameach, which is perhaps not known to the casual observer, is it is not really a single institution. It is more or less 9 or 10 institutions functioning under a single roof.
There's such a wide variety of programs that there's really something for everyone. Whatever level you're at, whatever level you want to be at, there are opportunities here for you.
The one thing I really love about this place and about the people I meet is that everyone's a thinking individual.
My Choshev Shver, Reb Dave Schwartzman, Zerat HaLevracha, told me that the greatest pleasure he has is from saying Shiurim and Or Sameach. His thirst of the Bochum to derive tremendous pleasure from saying Shiurim in this holy Makom Torah.
I went to a lot of different schools. I went to a prep school in Watertown, Connecticut, and I went to Brandeis University. I heard a lot of outstanding lecturers. I never heard lecturers like I heard in Or Sameach. It was really something beyond my imagination.
If you go into the Beis Medrash today in Or Sameach, and you listen to the Kol Torah, and you look around and see who's learning, there are many of our children there, many boys who are struggling, who have maybe gone off the derech and are finding their way back.
Or Sameach is filled with bright, wonderful, giving, talented people who have changed a generation.
The way Torah is affecting my life is that it gives a lot more clarity and a lot more truth in life. You have clear goals and you have clear instructions on how to live life.
I learned everything from the beginners, basics of Judaism, all the way until I became a rabbi. I got my smicha, so from beginning to end, I learned everything at Or Sameach about Judaism.
Even though at first, when I came for a year, even then myself and especially my parents were reluctant to have me stay away for so long. But after a second year, and a third, and so on. The excitement that it's brought to our life and the richness, my parents and I, we couldn't be happier, and they're fully supportive now that I should be here.
Rabbi Schiller insists that all the Rebbeim, of course, have a solid Jewish learning background before they can teach other people. So he insisted that I stay in learning for years and years, even after I'd finished my basic training in Or Sameach, in order that I could take my love of Torah from Eretz Yisrael and bring it out to Chutz La'aretz with me.
Or Sameach has sites, satellites, in Detroit, Chicago, Miami, London, Johannesburg, and Cape Town, Sydney, Australia, and Odessa, Russia.
Here in Toronto, Or Sameach has probably the largest outreach program for adults in any major North American center. We're just in the finishing phase of a 30,000 square foot new facility, reaching out to a community of non-observant, non-committed Jews. And that is really a result of the vision and the inspiration of Rabbi Schiller and Or Sameach.
Rabbi Schiller is a mentor to me and, of course, to countless thousands of others.
Sometimes when I think of, the voice that speaks to me and is telling me what to do wherever I go, it's often Rabbi Schiller's voice.
I currently have dozens and dozens of university students who learn with me, and all of my success with them and all of their Jewish knowledge is really directly attributable to him. The true accomplishment of Or Sameach is changing the face of the Jewish people. Not only have they inspired generations and generations, thousands of students to learn more Torah and become B'nai Torah, but obviously those students have gone on to get married and raise Jewish families, which has changed the face of Klal Yisrael.
Many are teachers, many are Rosh Yeshiva, lead institutions, Mechabris Forum. It's impossible to measure the impact of the yeshiva itself.
We're able to perpetuate this message of Torah and Jewish continuity throughout the Jewish people for hopefully generations to come. And hopefully one day one of my students will come on a mentor's mission as a rabbi, bring his own students, and continue this until all of Klal Yisrael knows Torah.
They've created rivers of people, Bochrim, Avrechim, that have opened their lives, re-examined them, and come close to HaKadosh Baruch Hu.
Or Sameach is filling a vital need for our community. We need Or Sameach, and Or Sameach needs you.
Before coming to Or Sameach, I thought I was happy with life, pursuing physics, academics, that was my main interest. But now I see that this is the real richness of life that it was totally absent to me before, so I'm so grateful for the opportunity that Or Sameach has given me.
Jewish learning is something that I'm going to continue on for a very long time. I hit the point of no return. I just learned a little bit too much, so I can't turn back anymore.
I'm sure that the skills I learn here are going to be the foundation for my future growth as well.
I am who I am because of my time there.
When you have a lifestyle and you're shown complete truth, then there's no other lifestyle that you would want to live.
The difference between me now and me then is like night and day.
I owe everything to Or Sameach. It changed my life immeasurably and made me the man I am.